Tesla as well, I'm looking at price to continue to push to the upside if we can hold the 20 and 50 exponential moving average spot. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening as well. This is your boy Francis. Welcome to the Trading Social Show. If this is your first time, you're welcome to this channel. Remember, this is not a recommendation to buy or to sell any stock or equity. This is for entertainment purposes only. Now, we're going to be talking about stocks as usual, and we're going to be talking about those long-term stocks with dividend portfolio and also stocks with momentum push. A possibility of a momentum push to the upside or to the downside just all depends on how the stock got traded, right? So now, this past week we had some down days in the market, right? On Friday close, guess what happened? We did have some shake up in the semiconductor side as well as, you know, the industrials. Okay. Also, we also still have a little bit of a shake up in the healthcare side, most especially on the diagnostic and research side. So what I'll be doing today, I'll be picking up stocks based on technicals, based on, you know, how far these stocks have actually pulled to the downside, excluding ETF, of course, and only US companies. So that's what I'll be looking at today. And I'm looking at this because I think some of them has the possibility of a bounce off this area as the market decide to pull lower based on our analysis last week. Now, this is the market itself, right? SPY Spider 500 ETF. So we're going to be talking about this, but before then, let us talk about what the economic calendar looks like. Okay, so next week we have the economic reports as well as Fed speakers, right? Monday, nothing. Tuesday, nothing scheduled. But on Wednesday, guess what? We have the core CPI. So this will actually detect what is going to happen in the market. Okay, so after Wednesday, and then we can know what inflation is looking at, like year over year. We need to see this, and then on Thursday we have core PPI. So like I said, this coming week will give us a direction. So we need to know if we're going down further or we're going to bounce off this area. In my opinion, you know, we've actually sold off quite a bit for a bounce to come next week or the following week. But now I will be repositioning my portfolio for the long term. All right. Okay. So we're done with this. Friday pretty much is gonna be capacity utilization as well as consumer sentiment. That's why I said this week is gonna be really busy in the market in terms of direction where we are actually headed. Okay, so my technicals coming from Finviz as well. Now let's take a look at the market. Like I said, S&P 500 ETF. So now I talked about it a couple of weeks ago and last week as well. I said our base is going to be 445. That is where the market is coming. And guess what? On Thursday, we actually sold right into the 50 exponential moving average. So for me, you know, I've actually achieved my 445 target to the downside. Now I can watch the market push to the upside. If for any reason this cannot really hold next week because of our core CPI and PPI, I'll be looking at price revisiting the 435 zone. So keep an eye out, see if price can make this triple stand here. Okay, so we got one around here and then another one here. So if for any reason we got weaker, then 435 is in the cards. But if momentum comes in, I'll be looking at a push through 443, 455 area. 453, 445 area. So that's what I'll be looking at on the market in SPY. Our first stock here is gonna be DKNG. Why DKNG? Right now, DKNG, we actually tapped that $34, $35 area and then sold right off back into the almost $25 and then bounced right off again. So right now, we really held the 20 exponential moving average for that momentum push back into 32, 31, 85, $32 area. So this is going to be our resistance for now. If it does hold, then there'll be momentum push to retest this top right here on DKNG. NEE, this is Nextra, okay? Nextra has this level right here, okay? This is our support, bouncing off support right into our 20 exponential moving average. So that is the spot to keep an eye out. I think this will continue to move to the upside. Why? Because I love a bottom bounce play like this. So I'm expecting more to the upside. Now, let's take a look at Cisco. Cisco at this point, we got $56. That is our support now. If for any reason price decide to pull back to level because the market has a shaking hands pattern, we'll be looking at price back to the $55, $56 spot on Cisco. So keep an eye out on that area. Also, NFLX is another game changer right here. If market continue to the upside and NFLX follow suit, I will be expecting NFLX to break right through 450. That is that area, because this is our resistance spot. If we can break through that area, NFLX possibly will see the 480 or even 500 on this name, just like NVDA did a couple of days or weeks ago. AVGO, this is Broadcom. Right now, I'm looking at price to hold the 50 exponential moving average, reaching point, for some reason, also finding support right on this trend. So price is holding this area. If price continue to hold, there's possibility that we can bounce right off this area back into the resistance zone, which is that 925 zone. So keep an eye out as well, because I will be picking some up around this area for the possibility of that bounce right into 925, 900, 925 in the coming days. Also, taking a look at Amazon. Why Amazon? Amazon did pull lower back into the 132.50 area, 133 spot. Why? Because guess what? This is our 50 exponential moving average. Okay, so by all means, we have to bounce off that area. Why? Because once we got to this spot, we just gapped right off. Fill the gap back into that 50 exponential moving average again, and then boom. Okay, so right now we're back into the 50, and I'll be expecting more to the upside on Amazon. So keep an eye out on Amazon. Next stock is going to be HPE. HPE is actually due for a breakout. $17.75 is that spot. If we can push right into this area, hold it, I think we'll be right above $18 in the coming days. So keep an eye out on that as well. Also, DOCU. Okay, DOCU sold off on Friday. All right, so what I'm expecting, or what I'm doing here on DOCU, is I am picking up some position right here. Okay, the 50 below 50, I picked up position below the 50 entry. So right now I'll be expecting this to continue back into the 200 moving average. Okay, so that's what I'll be expecting on this. Also looking at CWH. This is Camping World. We've been selling right off. Remember, I talked about it a couple of weeks ago. I said I will be looking for this to revisit lows of 20s. Okay, so that I can get in. So right now we're back into the demand zone. If we can break below 22, then we're back in that demand zone for a momentum bounce off that zone. LVS right now also selling off, and with anything, I think this can also get that bounce to the upside as well. Okay, maybe not for a short run, but just in the short term we can get a bounce because short sellers will be selling their position. Another name to watch is MO. They have dividend as well, so keep an eye out as we can get right into that 44.30 and push right through 44.75. So I around that area, okay, as we were really holding support for now. Also Apple, okay, Apple did sell off last week, okay. We already sold off right into the 172.50, and I said if price for any reason revisit this area again, I'll be adding to my position. Price then pull lower back into the 175 173 spot. I added to my long-term portfolio because guess what, China will continue doing whatever they want to do to really cocktail on foreign businesses, right? But anyways, Apple is still strong, and I believe this is a strong company in the long run. So keep an eye out for the momentum push back to the upside. 182, that is the spot next. Why? Because we have the 20 and 50 exponential moving average in that spot. So keep an eye out on that name. CVNA, this man, we've been really, I talked about it that I'll be picking some up around the $10, and I did pick up some around the 15, unfortunately, and right now we've really done well, more than 30 point, 35, 36 point from where it was called, and right now we're just taking position of our CVNA for now. Okay, so we'll continue to watch that, continue to monitor that as momentum continue to push on that name. Google, right now Google, I'm looking at what, 137.50 as the breakout spot. So if we can break through 137.50, then we should be good to continue to push right into 138, 139. Okay, so that is where our resistance, trend resistance is gonna be at. So keep an eye out on Google. As also Restoration Hardware, okay, ROH. Right now, I did talk about it a couple of months back, and I said I'll be looking for this to revisit the 200 moving average, and some people said I was, I wasn't thinking, right. So, but anyways, right now we're back to that zone, right? So the 200 moving average, that is where I intend to acquire ROH, okay? So keep an eye out on that. Also, APLS sold off. This is a very, very interesting chart. This is the pharmaceuticals. That's why I don't like to play the biotech and pharmaceuticals. They can sell off crazy just like this one did. So right now, looking at 39.50 as a support. If that area continue to hold, we can break right through into 50 exponential moving average. So keep an eye out as well. Also, place. This is the children's place. Halloween is coming up, and I will be looking at price to bounce right off of this demand area. $23, that is your spot. And then if price doesn't hold, we continue to sell off. I'll be looking at $20 per share on this name. But remember, Halloween is coming, and you know what. Also looking at Halloween, we'll also have Dave and Buster's Entertainment. We've just been selling off based on my analysis earlier. Right now, 34 is our support. 34, 35, that is our support. Okay, for the bounce on in the coming months, because October, that is going to be our Halloween, right? So keep an eye out on that. Tesla as well, I'm looking at price to continue to push to the upside. If we can hold the 20 and 50 exponential moving average spot hold, if it does hold, then we'll be looking at price back into 260 or even more on Tesla. Guys, thank you for being here. Thank you for your time. Remember, just be out there, go out there, change the world, and be somebody to somebody and to everybody you meet out there on the street. Peace and love, guys. Bye-bye.